Hi guys, welcome to the lab. Today I would like to continue working on my scanner generator library. And basically in the first video of the series we analyzed what we require to do, and in the last video we built a very simple but flexible way to log different types of values. So today I would like to implement a very basic StringView class, which for now just holds a string and which we are able to print out. So let's start. Let's create a new class called StringView and just hide this for now. And let's just add it to our CMake. StringView and StringView. So it builds perfect. So now a StringView. I would like to have a constructor which just takes a const char star and a length. So a length. Let's also introduce a new header which I will call types. So, and in this header I will just define some alias for types. So in this header I would like to include std int, and then, because I don't know what the reasoning behind this was, but I hate the naming conventions, the standard library. Why everything is prefixed with _t. So I know, but but the semantics are absolutely ridiculous. So I will just introduce some alias for me, which look a lot nicer. So let's just introduce for everything in alias. So for 8-bit integer and everything else. So 16-bit integer, of course, 15-bit, thanks, typo, and 64-bit integer. So signed, of course. Then we will also add unsigned variants. So unsigned variants, I will use a little bit of like this. So, and now what I would like to do, first of all, also I would like to introduce a class, a type called size, which just is an alias for a 64-bit integer. This name is a lot easier to read than size t. So basically I like, but already, so I like primitives to be called lowercase, but I like semantic values, which are a little bit more abstract, I guess, at least in my mind, to be called uppercase. So I will stick to this convention basically. And let's first add the types header to our CMake list. Yeah, okay, everything is unused, thank you. I don't care. So now, what I would like to do is StringView, and this is of course why I did this. It's an optional size specified. So, but size. In this case, size is unsigned. So I just drop it for now. I will use a 64-bit integer for the length. the string, the size of the string, and I will default to a negative value. So basically the semantic is if the value is negative, then this size should be used. Otherwise, it will be calculated. So then I will just remember those. So string not should I accept that as non-mutable? Ah, no, I don't care. So and a size, but this size can of course be. Let's do it like this. Yeah, I like this. So we have a size, and the size is unsigned. So we will initialize our member, and let's just do it like this. So I don't know if I won't put this into my namespace, but I will put this into my namespace. Oh. So what do I need to implement? For now, I just implement structure. So and I will just remember the string. Let's call it also data. So and when the size. How do I get the size? So of course, if our data is null. So our data is null, not null, and the size less than -1, then I use the size, else I will count the length. Otherwise it is of course. So, and to get string length, I will just include as in string. Now, memory. Okay, perfect. So basically, if data is null, then the length is 0, and if data is not null, but we specified a size, use size, and if our size is negative, so we use, in the case of the default value, we count the length. That is the idea. So now let's also create a specialization, a template specialization for logger. Problem. Undeclared template. Yeah, okay, sure, I have to include it. StringView. Oh, I am StringView myself, so I mean the logger, of course. No, logger. Okay, perfect. So now public. Let's create a static void log accepts our StringView value, and I will just implement the log function. method, the log method here. For value, and to log it, I use so now I would like to include logging and do this. So logging. Because then I can just say logging log and then value dot. Let's just build accessors for value. No, so let's just. So I don't need logging. I've observed basically. I would like to printf. So I don't know. I don't remember how this goes, but you can say I know something like this. Isn't it something like this? .s. So let's Google it up. F sized. Oh, I don't remember how this works. So percent dot. Like this. Percent dot star s. So let's use this then. So now I can say my string data. So I think it requires the size as a first argument. So like this. So now I will define those two accessors. What's your problem here? No? Sure. Do this. So let's create a data accessor, doesn't mutate, and a size accessor, doesn't mutate as well. This I can initialize to 0, of course. And what do you want? IDE. So in this case, I would like to ignore this. I don't want to require this to be explicit. Of course, no git discard. I don't care. So perfect. So does it work? So it builds. Let's test it out. So let's remove the test from here and just define a StringView. So now what do I want? What does it want? So of course I need to specify core, but this is my own little universe. I don't want to prefix everything with core. So also logger. It would be quite nice if I could use logger directly like this. I think it is this. So after the namespace, if you just say using and then your class name, and basically includes the name so that you can just write StringView. Let's just double check if it works. Okay, it works. What does it want? So it somehow decides not capture this as a reference. So because this just delegates to this. So maybe I will just try it out directly. So this just expands to this. This one doesn't exist. Method since. Yeah, okay, log1 requires a string view, but I only have a logger for reference string view, const reference string view defined. Yeah, but I don't. So in this case, it would be not harmful to just copy them. But for example, if I have a list, I don't want to copy the whole list. So in this case, it would be fine to just say string view, but you want to say solve the problem. So how can this be done? So log1 is private. Yeah, okay. Can't call it directly. But do I have the same problem there? So let's just test it. I just remove the private word for private scope for now. And if I just use log1, I have the same problem here. I just log the test. I have the same problem. So do I need different overloads? Does this fix the problem? Okay, now it's ambiguous. Can I just only accept do something like this? And in this case, request delegate to this logger. I think in this case it is fine. Can't I just use this? Don't be ambiguous. It's ambiguous. Ah. Is it? I mean, let's just use this then. Now I will just re-add the private here, and now I can't call it directly. Can I call this? Well, but why does this? Oh, it requires a so it loses the reference argument. This one is a reference argument. Somehow this loses the reference. So do you do it? How do I not do it? So, not really sure how to do it. So it has to be possible. Must be. There's a way that I'm not off. How can logger I have a log, but I don't really. So it has to work like this. Or I give it a value, log it. So I now have to find every logger as a. Oh, well, I know how to do it. I can just force everything as a reference. Just this. So the logger, what if I just this one? I mean, if I copy this now, maybe it's just fine. I figure something out. So, no problem. First try, I guess. Oh, now I should be able to just log this string using the initial API. So does it work? Does it print Maria? Yeah, let's just run it. Yeah, it prints Maria, but if I specify 3, for example, this is a string view which only should only contain the first 3 characters. Does it work? It works as intended. What if I don't provide a string? Then it should be empty. We can't see empty here. Let's put something around it. Yeah, it works. Like it works. If I now debug it, I expect that our field is null and the size is 0. Works. Perfect. Perfect. Continue execution. Okay. So we have a simple string view. So basically, we achieved this part of our specification. Basically, yeah, well, we could try it out. Yeah, maybe let's just move this down for now. Yeah, well, now I have 2 main functions, but I don't care. So now, does it compile? So implemented our StringView. And now I just have a warning left since since this method doesn't return anything. So I don't care. It does work. It does compile, and now we have a sensible implement. Of course, it's really dumb. It doesn't know anything, you can't do anything with it. But yeah, well, we will extend this class once we need to. So let's commit everything. I think I don't want to commit the changes in our main function. I don't need this. Let's see, what did we do here? Well, let's just commit everything as is. Yeah. Introduce class StringView, simple immutable view to string. Okay. Okay. I think I achieved what I wanted to achieve today. We now have a very simple, very basic StringView class. Just is an immutable view on arbitrary data. So, for example, I could also do weird like this. I could also do an array where I just put in some values. So let's just use any values for now. And I could also do something like this. So let's say I have a string view. Let's call it test. And let's give it ASD. And so integer is 4 bytes. Let's just hard code it since we have three integers. So it usually requires a char pointer. So let's just static cast to a char pointer. Const char star. Does this work? So does this work? Yeah. So this works. And now so this is also possible since test is only a immutable view to this data. But so this won't be the way how I use this class basically. So here we have a 0 terminated string. So I think 55 could be 7. Let's just double check. 55, where is it? So 55 is the character which describes the digit 7. So what we see here. And then, so in the memory, we basically have the byte 55000, I guess, and it treats it as a 0 terminated string, although I specified the size. So I would have expected that it also prints out a longer string. Let's double check. Let's just say hello, put a 0 here, world. let's just count it manually. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 characters. So does it stop at the 0 terminator or at the end of the string? That is what I'm asking myself right here. So at the 0 terminator. So this is not what I intended. I have to not satisfied with this behavior. So this behavior. So let's just something like this. So let's just iterate through our string, and let's just printf each character one by one. It's not as fast, but I don't really care. Or doesn't this put as? Is there an overload which contains a count? Put as. Let's Is there an overload takes in a count? Don't know. There should be. Everything he has an overload with a count. Put s. Don't need anything else. So let's just print the character one by one. Let's do. So now it would be nice to have also have an accessor. Like this. So I would like to do something like character operator. So the index operator, and let's use another explicit name. And I would also like to include assert, just assert that index is our size. Then I can just return data plus index like this. So now another semantic type, size, we have a size and also have an index for now. So what's your problem? Yeah, so this is of course should be const. Okay, of course I now have to implement this. So if we take our I, it'll work like this. So and this of course is now an index. So don't really like that it breaks my for loop, but I will not fight with the formatter now. So this is what I would wanted to see. Even though I have a 0 terminator in my string, it just prints however it chooses to print it, but it always prints as many characters as I have specified. So if I don't specify it, of course, it will count characters and it will stop at my 0 terminator. This is fine, I guess. But if I have a size, I should use it, of course. So now this is the expected behavior. So so I think I will just amend it. So I won't create an extra commit since, well, the last commit is the StringView implementation. So no problem. So, and this is just my test code. So, and I think I will just reset this for now. Just so I didn't expect this. Honest. So maybe I fucked a little bit up. Fucked up a little bit, I guess. Word order is a problem for me. Oh, but let's not really care about the details. It works. Now it works as I expected to work. So now we have the string view out of the way. I think I will do either next. Oh well, makes sense. I have to do it, so I will do it. Okay, so what did we do? We implemented a little StringView helper class, which is very dumb for now. It has just keeps the pointer to a string and a count, which it counts at once. And I'm using it to store an immutable view of any string. Oh, thanks. So I found another problem. So my IDE, let's just blank tidy, I suppose. Let's just amend it as well. And yeah, well, so we have a very basic string view class with not much code, just a few accessors. And yeah, maybe we will use it later. So we don't have to keep around those references, so those primitive pointer types. Yeah. And so we have to count the characters only once. I like it. Does it still work? Still builds and still runs. Nice. Okay, cool. Now, next time I think we will implement a little either helper class, and yeah. Then I think I will do the list and introduce different story about allocation later, I suppose. Let's do it. It is a little bit more fun to implement a list than planning ahead too much. But I think in this case it is required. So I get carried away. So thanks everyone. See you. Bye.